Well, welcome to Circle of Grace One. I'm the host, Brother Francis Z. Revels-Bey. I haven't been back here for a while, been quite busy uh, all over the internet, as well as still writing my books. I had thought I would have been done with my numerology book, but not yet. I'm still working on that. And I'm also working on my decree book. So more information is coming to me as to add into both books. So once they are done and completed, I will be able to put them in a published format on Amazon.com. In the meantime, I'm working on newer material as one of my many students, older long-term students, had asked, would I write a book dealing uh, with unconditional regard? But there's already a book out there by that title, and there is a particular gentleman that um, works in that capacity. But I do have one of a different title working through some other material. And so, keeping that all in mind, that would be three more books that I'm working on. And I still have another book on meditation specifically to work on. And then I also have several more books that will be extensions of my Akhenaten and Nefertiti books. Now, what I would like to also announce is that I am on TikTok, uh, which is a very popular, one of many popular social media apps, and I'm on there since December. So I don't know how long I'll be on there. But if you'd like to join me, you could find me on there as Pyramid One Sun. That's Pyramid One Sun, SUN, on TikTok. I'm also looking at another one called Clubhouse, but that's quite extensive right now. I'm just in and out of that one. But you could also follow me on Instagram, and my handle on Instagram is IAM dot circle of grace with the number one. IAM dot circle of grace with the number one, and that's on Instagram. Or you could follow me also on Facebook. Just look me up as Brother Francis Revels-Bey, as you see here, right behind me, without the middle initial. You will find me on Facebook. I'm also have I'm on MeWe as well. I have several groups on MeWe that you can join, such as the Age of Remembrance, Akhenaten's book, I believe is there. Nefertiti Book Club is there. I also have my original one, Dancing of the Light of Divine Grace, there. I have Decree and It Shall Be as a group there as well. So I have all of these. MeWe is a little more static. They don't have, you could put some video material up, but it's not just done live right now. So, but you will find some of my recordings from Zoom or YouTube there as well. If you are on Facebook, I'm with a group called Resonant Essentials, where I also teach at sometimes. And you're welcome to come and join Resident Essentials, the group, and you could hear some of our what we call quote unquote the group's TV type format through Facebook on the group called Resident Essentials, the group. And you could find Donna of Dominion Tarot teaching on Tuesdays, usually at about 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. for about 30 minutes. You will find myself there with my program is called Wisdom Keys with Brother Francis on Thursdays at 1 p.m. for about 30 minutes. And then you could catch up with Michelle Vidal, the owner of Resident Essentials, on Fridays at 12 p.m. for about 30 minutes with her wisdom quotes and teachings called Swanda, SWANDA. So we're out there, we're doing a lot, we're reaching out uh, at this point globally. So you could connect that way. Now, also, I would like to let you know that I have two other websites. Many of you know that I have Circle of Grace One dot by region.net. I've had that since 2003, 2006. Now I'm on Google My Business with HTTPS colon, right, double forward slash, yeah, double forward slash www dot circle of grace one dot net. That's dot net. Circle of grace one dot net. And that's my smaller one. So you could follow me around. I have post some articles there, mainly about meditation. So you could find a lot of things about meditation. I have some quotes there. Now, my new primary website as of November, which came out with circlegrace1.net through Google, I have another one that's through Bluehost and WordPress. And you can find this one, which is http colon double forward slash www dot circle of grace with the number one at the end dot us. That's circle of grace one dot us. And that's my much bigger expanded one. You can find all kind of updated posts in there. I have something on numerology, meditation, some of my things that I'm doing through Resident Essentials is there. Videos are there. Lesson plans on different levels. I have an audio version for joining me for meditation with a 2-3 minute audio that's sitting right there. So there's a lot of new things that have developed since November 2020 and being prepared to kick off this year. I'm also moving in another direction, hopefully through Resident Essentials, branching out in a whole brand new light. So just stay informed. I'm looking to do some more classes. I'm working on a 13-week teleseminar for this book called, this channel book called The Gift, which is the Wisdom of Nefertiti as I am. And this particular, I'm working on it as fast as I can. I should have it ready end of February or end of March. It will be a 13-week teleseminar. Each lesson is for each chapter in the book. The teleseminar live will cost only $22 per live 90-minute teleseminar. And then when it's all over, a couple months later, we're going to have it at a package deal so that you can buy all 13 MP3 audio files along with the PDFs that will outlines. Now, also in 2019, this book came out in 2019, but also in 2019, in April 2019, I had a 13-week teleseminar for the Wisdom of Ahkenaten as I am, which is the first channeled book. So both books are companions to each other. And this one, at that time when I did it, was $33 per live teleseminar for 13 weeks. Every week, that was the cost. We brought it down later in 2020, I believe, for $297 to get all 26 items. And what we're now doing for a limited time only is I will be giving away the 13 MP3 audio files as is, along with the 13 PDF outlines of each chapter of the 13 chapters for $47. So if you'd like to take advantage of it while you can get it, I will probably run that right up until about maybe um, March, maybe April. And then it's going to go back to its regular price. So we don't know yet. The ancestors are saying maybe just let you guys have this in the 13 MP3 audio files along with the outlines in PDF. That's 26 items you get by email for $47. And maybe we will extend it into the summer. Maybe it'll be month by month extension. We'll probably do it that way. However, you won't get that one like that for this one yet. You'll have to wait if you want to wait. We'll see what the spirit of angels that come through Nefertiti to me, what they say about that. It's when we're doing this work, it's all not about the money. It's about being in service and getting these remembrances, and these are my distinctive remembrances. So it's not something that should be looked at, or I'm trying to make a lot of money off the public. No, it's a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy. But the material is there, the teaching is there, and there are some additionals that go along with it. Like when this one was for $297 after the teleseminar was over, everyone was entitled to extra help with chapter 6, which is the path of the cobra. Now, this one here, you will have an opportunity. This kind of takes off from this one. Her last chapter deals with the aspect of the difference between astral traveling and soul traveling and dealing with the blue flame. Both of them talk about the blue flame, which is connected to the great central sun, which they call Sirius. Okay, so you have a chance to get this material. So to refresh your memories and mine as well, I would like to read something, a short passage from here. And this is essential for our well-being to be able to receive the teachings. Now, what I'm going to do is, so that I'm not doing, or let's say overwhelming you with this material, I'm going to do my best to pick the shortest one, or one of the short chapters. You know, the beauty of these teachings, as simple as they seem, they are still very potent. So I think what we'll do is we will explore I'm going to give you some highlights of a distinctive chapter. And the reason I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to teach too much about it, but what I want to do is give you a taste of it so that you could see the power. What these books are doing actually is activating you. These books are activating you. So I'm going to read this chapter, which is number 5. Okay, so this is the book. This book is completely channeled. It's my remembrance. That's my name. That's the title, The Wisdom of Ahkenaten, Ahkenaten, as I am. And the reason his name is spelled like that, because there's breath sound. If we were to drop this H, it would be Ak. But his glorified soul, his higher self, his much ascended self, his oversoul self, through Sirius, which is the great central sun, says it's Ahkenaten, to give more life and breath to the name. So the chapter is really 2 pages. It is chapter 5. Let me bring it to you. There you go. It's chapter 5, page 31 to 32. Of course, it's entitled Always Be Aware of Your Divinity. And this is his words that I remember. We are all abundant and prospering through the unconditional love embedded deep within our DNA. And now, as we are all aware of being present in this lovely moment of co-creation, we can simply be ourselves and live freely to connect with all spiritual sentient beings as, and in capital letters, I am. When we use the letters in capital letters, I am, we're referring to the presence of the Divine One within us. We are forever in stillness, and even in the deepest chambers of silence, we remain the vibrant open door so that I am can recognize everyone together as one in this moment of now. It is mentioned here about forever in stillness. This is a reflection on chapter 1 that's in this book called Silence. And when it says we remain the vibrant open door, that is a reflective statement on the second chapter in this book, which is called The Open Door. So he goes on to say, the vibrant door so that I am can recognize, excuse me, everyone together as one in this moment of now. I, Akhenaten, with Nefertiti, have seated our essences, meaning there's a part of them, essences in the right proportions into all of you. What does that mean? Well, when you have a teacher around you, or you have a spiritual mentor, or a transformational life coach, when you're working with them, they're working with you to bring you out so that you can blossom. They help you build a strong core, just like a personal trainer does in a gym. A personal trainer comes to you, you go to that personal trainer. It's their job to make you a better, more functional, more vibrant, more rejuvenated, and more what? Centrally core connected and stronger so that you can do the things you would like to do, which means sustain your life on whatever level that you can, but by feeding it food, the right foods, the right kind of exercises, and the training and the discipline, you eventually begin to grow. And this is what they're sharing here. Akhenaten is saying, meaning he's prepared us with his essence. Nefertiti has prepared us with her essence. It's not 100%, there's only a portion. It is the same thing that happens when your parents have come together. The father's seed, the mother's egg. And however that gestation comes about, the child, one of those child, if there's just one, or two or three, or how many that are being birthed through the canal, what will happen is that you will see, if you notice, boys, the boys that are born, sometimes they may look distinctively like the mother more than the father, but they might pick up traits like the father. The baby girls might look like the father in some way and carry traits like the father to some extent. So there's a portion of the father there. There's a portion of the mother there, an essence. And how's that essence get there? It gets there through the genetic structure into the DNA. Now, there's another level of symbolism with DNA. I like to see it as divine nature in action or divine nature activated. And this is important. Now, they go on to say, it no longer matters where you are in this infinite universe and multi-universes. You are soulfully aware of your divinity. The soul of you, not a portion of you, but the soul of you is aware. The soul is not this little tiny figure inside of you, but we like to say you are in the soul and the soul is in you. You are in the soul and the soul is in you. So what we see are all of these levels. Soul is huge, but if it's infinite, it is traveling down into you and you're traveling up and out into it. So what you are getting the vibe, the sense, and the sources of these elements is you at a very minute level, yet magnified. Says you are soulfully aware of your divinity. Your remembrance is growing, and you are becoming and already being all at once. That's what I'm just saying here. You're traveling through the inner resources, through the chakras, the sympathetic nerve system, through the physical nerves system in the body, skeletal structure, muscle structure, tendons, cartilage, the bones, the bone marrow, the flesh itself, the fascia, the energy fiber that runs between the base of your skin and the top of the muscle that holds everything together. All of these are your experiences, and you have these trillions of cells. Maybe, what is it, every 6 months or every 6 years, trillions of cells. You're being replenished all the time. You can truly, or as you say, you all can truly move forward as you please. In other words, you make the decision. Do you want to advance or do you want to stay where you're at? Do you want to, if you remain where you are in your consciousness, will that be enough for you? Or are you to stretch out, expand? He says, you can all heal. You can all heal, and heal means what? Wholeness. And feel the presence of healing. You can heal, but feel the presence of healing and wholeness occurring deep within you now. So as you hear these words, it is a form of meditation to you. It is a form of affirmations to you. It is a form of decrees to you. And it's energy. It's pure energy flowing. But we don't capture it like that yet because we only pick up a portion through our consciousness. And I would say our conscious awareness and our conscious remembrance. He says the cobra of divinity. He's talking about chapter 6, the path of the cobra, but he heightens it to another level. The cobra of divinity is alive in you all right now. The winding way of divinity. The kundalini of wisdom. You are all home. You're not out here as we agree to see in the 3D world, but we see from within. You all are home in your infinite hearts, radiating golden white petals of light. Light All forms of light are pure. All forms of light generate even more light. We see them at different levels and different layers. So we see the golden and we see the white. We see them fused together. It has to do with our consciousness. We thank you all in not only having fiats, F-I-A-T-S, fiats of the flames of faith in us, but also willing to have faith in yourselves so that you continue embracing this dance with Divine Mother. We're in the time of the Divine Mother's energy, the Divine Feminine's energy. What we're witnessing is a relinquishing, a letting go of the Divine Masculine's control, dominance controlling figure, thoughts, patterns, behaviors, and letting that get pulled back and melt back and almost dissolve to be reformed, to be transformed, to be purified, to be built up so that it can further connect with the presence of the divine feminine energy that we all have. So, says, embracing this dance with divine mother dash father God as one in you as I am. You're not living separate of any of this. It is truly a part of us. And how can you come to that level of awareness, contemplation, and deep meditation? Paying attention to your environment, communicating with your environment, not just the people walking on two legs, the animals walking on four, getting in touch with nature, insects, weather, the four seasons, night and day, afternoon, dawn, paying attention to this rhythm of nature happening. And nature is, on another sense, meaning truth. Pay attention to the truth, the layers of truth around you. It goes on to say, Ahkenaten, it is your natural right, birthright, and divine right to embrace and remember all. I'll add this. We all know that sometimes it is difficult to embrace everything, to accept everything. But we come to a level of understanding that the horrific things that we see in the world, some of that is based on our own fears, our own doubts, our own illusions, our own angers, our own hatred. Some is beyond our control. Some of that you were born into, some of that you chose to be born into. But you chose to come in because you play an integral role in changing certain things, certain programs, so that there's a shift. We learn to work on ourselves. What are we remembering? What are we aware of? What are our fears, our doubts, our illusions? Why are we carrying that? Why are we repeating the same lessons? Why we find certain people on our path we don't understand? Certain people we do understand, certain people we don't like, some people we do like. But as we deal with ourselves, as one of my spiritual sisters, Michelle, said, we have all been rich, poor. We have all pillaged and raped others from one lifetime to another lifetime. Parallel universes, we're doing it all over. I like to say this, that you can connect with those different parts of yourself by watching how you connect with this part of yourself in the present moment. You could then unite with the other parts of yourself. Indigenous shamanic people, whether they've been in the Southwest, The Ainu tribes, the Shinnecock tribes, the Cherokees, the Blackfoots, whatever, Iroquois, whatever the shamans have said, the medicine women have said. They said, we must pull back these fragmented parts of the soul, pull it back into the body, into this soul, the fragments, to call them home. Can you imagine connecting with the other parts of yourself? Some people say we're one, and then there's 143 others. Can you imagine calling the other 143 back to unite with yourself? Do you know that sometimes you think, oh, there's someone looking at me? I feel a presence gazing upon me. That could be your higher self at a higher plateau, a higher level, looking back. We are just a mere thought in the body of the soul. We're just community of cells in the bigger spectrum that's moving along. Once we come to an awareness of our own divinity, that's what they're saying here. Be aware of our own divinity through silence, which breeds stillness, which then moves us into being the open door. Then we get past the illusions of ego and melt the ego back inside, and then we step forward into divinity. Once we can do that, once we gather the forces together as one, we free ourselves. So it is Akhenaten, beloved Akhenaten. Before he closes this out, he says, it is your natural right. It's your true right. That's what natural. Birthright means you're born with this, lifetime to lifetime. And divine right at your highest, most infinite self, to embrace and remember all. The infinite universe continues to bless and anoint you all as I am. Bless is bestow. Anoint is bestowing, but acknowledging you that what? You all as I am. We're all reflections of the I am. So then, beloved Akhenaten says, the spirit of I am says, the great presence I am says, I am one with you in every moment. I am eternal in you. I am the soul of you, and we are the breath of awareness and our divine presence, meaning in this moment. We are the infinite dance of our true divinity. Infinite dance, continuous movement. As I am. We are the cobras of oneness. Cobra, the dancing of the wisdom, the movement of the cobra, from the base of the spine, first chakra, all the way up into the crown. And then it keeps going because it opens this up and other higher portions of you slide down within you. We dance as a spiraling force of light, of love divine. We sing as one song of truth. We come together. We embrace the wholeness that we have now become. In other words, there's an awareness and a remembrance, and then we step into it. We remember who we are as, in capital letters, I am, that divine presence. We are all sacred and divine. None is higher nor lower. Let us all dance, dance, and dance. By dancing, we're moving the energy in the ethers and the energy deep within ourselves. Let us all rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Let us all share the joy at a higher level. For we are all the divine expression of I am. It is done. So, beloved Akhenaten came at a time when that was needed. In other words, we might call it Buddhic Christ consciousness, where every man, woman, and child can communicate with the divine sources because they're not just outside, they're inside of us when we must go within. So I want to follow it up with the second channel book, companion to the Akhenaten book, is his beloved Nefertiti, the gift, the wisdom of Nefertiti as I am. And again, I had to channel this. So we're going to pick out, be led to a chapter to keep it brief. And we want you to know that every time you hear these teachings, every time I teach them, I'm going to go back and teach more of them. You will experience something different. You'll see something different every time. So we're going to bring you to a passageway. You know, a lot of this, again, is all channeled material. But we want to bring you something that will sincerely bless you. And it could be a chapter, or it could be an opening. So we're going to bring forth an introduction by beloved I am Nefertiti. Show you that this is what you're going to receive. And I'm going to read it. It says, Introduction by beloved I am Nefertiti. Beloveds, I am Nefertiti, the beloved gift and pillar of the blue flame. And I have come in this moment to share this gift of oneness as the celestial solar presence of the I am. What is now happening is that you are coming back to yourself. Yes, it is the gathering of all of your soul elements coming to you, for you are the one who called yourself into being through the primary infinite and divine source code of one. This is channeled, which means I had to receive it, write it as is, and then come back hours later and read what I wrote. She says, it is, again, I want to repeat, yes, it is the gathering of all of your soul elements, all of your soul elements coming to you, for you are the one who called yourself, you called to yourself into being through the primary infinite and divine source code of one. I represent God conscious self that is inherent in every being. So what's in each and every one of us? The God conscious self. You, as humanity, are at the precipice of a new day, despite what you really see before your eyes. As changes occur in the external, you see it fueled by fear, and fear is the lack of love for each other. So when there's a lack of love, It's fear. That's like people today talking about systematic or systemic racism. Everything's been broken down and broken down and broken down, and people have anger and people have fear. That shouldn't be there. And yet, the little ones who are born, the children who are born, don't even have that in them. They have nothing more than love. So she says, Nefertiti, we are asking that as you remember your divinity, we are asking as you remember your divinity, that you come forward, meaning don't be afraid, and share it by allowing yourself to be more of the light that you have always been. So she's saying you're already light, but we want you to share more of that light with the world. And by sharing it, there are many souls coming forward that really do remember the I am presence that is of the expression of the Divine Mother, Father God. It's written that way because you have to know what a father is. You have to know what a mother is. Because if you have a father and a mother, you kind of get the concept, but it's really one. She goes on to say, this Divine Mother energy carries the blue ray. The blue ray is the teaching ray, the healing ray, and all other rays as the blue flame, and is very healing as it creates harmonic peace and wholeness. Just like when a mother holds the child or a father holds the child can feel if it is real. Is mom and dad's heart open to me or is it closed? They can feel. She says, meditate daily and your light frequencies get clearer in due time. She says, Akhenaten and I came into this world as twin flame souls, not twin flame people, twin flame souls. She says, the higher frequencies of my celestial mission with beloved Akhenaten goes beyond the appearance of being twin flames, as well as beyond and through the petals of light. That's what they refer to as the heart chakra, petals of light. As our God conscious self, and she says she's a representative of that, right? So it goes on to say, as our God conscious self is the living soul, as a divine nature activated, and now we are one. So when we come into these teachings, each page is just as potent as the one before. Each word, each phrase, and even things you do not yet understand that are in between the sentences. Energy embedded. Nefertiti goes on to say, beloved ones, the gift, it's the title of this book, the gift, right? The gift is our awareness and remembrance of being one through our organic relationship, means living relationship, as a divine aegis. Aegis means a wing, a covering, within the great central sun. soon we will realize that all cultures are talking about not this sun. This sun is a keyhole, the sun behind it, and the sun behind that, that going into the great central sun. This channeled material, mata, I-al, that's the way she writes it, M-A-T-E-R in capital letters, hyphen I, hyphen A-L, is being offered to you through Ahkenaten's remembrance. Now, who's Ahkenaten? That was the name that Ahkenaten gave me, adopting me through his teachings. This is the remembrance. Back then, he called me Ahkenaten. But I'm not the only one. I'm the one with the name Ahkenaten, but I'm not the only one who studied with them. There are thousands of us around the world, hundreds to thousands who have studied, souls who can remember. These books were written so that whoever is drawn to them will have their remembrance. There are timelines carrying higher frequencies, and these shall be coming into being as you all begin to transcend. That means as we step up our awareness, raise our vibration to remember, we begin to go beyond, transcend in each moment, in each level. Understand that the souls who are still on the playground in the 3D matrix, matrix means a womb of 3D reality here, are there because they choose to be there. So that means you choose to come through your mother and your father. You choose to be coming into a city, into a town, into a hamlet, by a river, with a farm, in the city, you name it. You chose it. But you chose it ahead of time. You met with their souls and you all convened that we will come at this time. So these timelines carrying higher frequencies, these shall be coming into being as you all begin to transcend and go all the way down. It says, symbolically, understand the parts of the word material. M-A-T-E-R-I-A-L. That's 8 letters, but watch. Out of the word material is the word ma, M-A. Then the word mate, M-A-T-E. Then the word mater, M-A-T-E-R. And the word ter, T-E-R. The word I, and then A-L. So, what is this word hinting at? It is as mother, mate, mother, 3, which ter, T-E-R means 3, I. So the message, material, the. So the message, A-L means the. The message is hidden as the mate to the mother is I am. That's something you got to really go into, something you really got to meditate on. And according to your level of understanding, so shall it be. That's a paraphrase. Everything that you're hearing today may change differently for you tomorrow. Everything you've done today will look different to you tomorrow. Everything you did months ago look far different than what you're expressing today. It's a continuous process. Continuous. So she closes out, Nefertiti says, so when we understand that the Divine Father comes into absolute harmony blending, absolute harmony with the Divine Mother. Everything, when that happens, everything, everyone, and every element shall continue to transcend as one. So it's going to be like a butterfly effect, a domino effect. One of impacts the next, impacts the next, until it gets to its final destination. But there is no final destination. It continues to expand. I just wanted to bring those teachings to you today so that you have some fresh material to look at. If you want to purchase these books, you can go on Amazon.com. This one is $11.11 as a paperback only. Nefertiti doesn't want any more electronic books out there. This one is $11.11 as a paperback book. Also, it's in ebook format, Kindle ebook, for $7.77. All the future books that I'm writing are going to be in paperback form. And we're going to try to keep them as thick as these books, you see, so that you could carry it around, go into it, play with that information. All right, everything is copyrighted here. So, thank you for joining me here. I'm Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey. I'm the founder of the Circle of Grace One, founded on July the 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. Beloveds Ahkenaten and Nefertiti, the Angel of Grace, and my ancestors, Mother Grace and Grandma Charlotte, along with myself, say, our grace is your grace. As I say through the Angel of Grace, until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you soon.